Hi, can everyone hear me? Rohan, are you there? Okay, I'm going to begin the class now. Basically, in today's class, we are going to again look at 5 problems. We are going to start with problem 11. It is an easy one. And this says evaluate 1 plus 2 by 3 plus 1, 1 plus 2 by 3 square plus 1 plus 2 by 3 cube plus 1, and so on. You have to find the value of this product. Try it out. If you are getting stuck somewhere, just let me know. It's not very difficult. You should be able to do this. Try to think of what happens to each bracket and simplify that a little bit. You will start seeing a pattern. If you get the answer, let me know. So for people who are joining right now, this is the first problem that we are discussing today. We have to find the value of this product. It's not a very difficult question. All of you should be able to attempt it and see what comes. Is anybody getting anything here? Look at the kth term here. The kth term looks like something like this. 1 plus 2 by 3 power k plus 1. So if you simplify this a little bit, it becomes 3 power k plus 1. And here it becomes 3 power k plus 1 plus 2. So this is 3 power k plus 3 divided by 3 power k plus 1. And basically, you can take 3 common here. It is 3 power k minus 1 plus 1 divided by 3 power k plus 1. This is a very important conclusion here, because now the kth term is looking like this. So think about the k minus 1th term. The k minus 1th term would have been 3 power k minus 2 plus 1 divided by 3 power k minus 1 plus 1. And similarly, the k plus 1th term, all the terms you can write like this. And what will happen when you multiply? When you multiply, it will become a telescoping series sort of a situation where the numerator here gets cancelled by the previous denominator, right? this numerator would have gotten cancelled by the previous denominator. So what happens when you simplify this is it starts looking like this. You have product from k goes from 1 to n, 3 into 3 power k minus 1 plus 1 divided by 3 power k plus 1. This was the tk for us, right? And there were k goes from 1 to n. Right now, I'm trying to find the product of n such brackets. So what happens here, the 3 is being repeated n times, so that will become a 3 power n. And what you will get is when you put k is equal to 1, when you put k is equal to 1, you will get a 3 power 0 plus 1, 2 on top, which doesn't get cancelled. And when you put k is equal to n, you will get the denominator. So that will be 3 power n plus 1 in the denominator. So you are going to end up with 2 into 3 power n by 3 power n plus 1 if you had n brackets. But in the problem, we had infinite brackets. The problem was this. This goes on forever. 2 by 3 power q plus 1 and so on. This went on forever till infinity. If you had n brackets, you would get this as the product. So now if there are infinite brackets, what will happen? Can somebody say what will come when you calculate this till infinity? Basically, what you need is the idea of if limit n tends to infinity. Limit n tends to infinity means there are infinite brackets, right? We have to take the value of this 2 into 3 power n by 3 power n plus 1. And that is easy. You divide by 3 power n up and down, and you get 2 into 1 by 1 plus 1 by 3 power n. And this is the expression when n becomes very large, 1 by 3 power n tends to become 0. So the answer here is roughly 2 because you are getting 2 by 1 plus 0. So when n tends to infinity, this expression becomes very close to 2. That is the idea of a limit. I hope everyone is understanding how we simplified it and how it telescoped very nicely and how the numerator of one term gets cancelled by the denominator of the previous term. That much should be clear for everyone. Okay, Rohan has said the answer is 2. So at least he has gotten that. Right. Fine. Okay. Everyone else also, you can try out the problem. Like you can see the recordings later. So I want to move on to the next one. Let's go to the next problem. Problem 12. This question says, solve the equation. Solve the equation GIF of x whole square plus 5 divided by 4 plus fractional part of x whole square is equal to x. Here, this expression means greatest integer function. Greatest integer function. I hope everyone is familiar with greatest integer function. This expression means fractional part function. Fractional part function. So fractional part function basically is x minus GIF of x. And GIF of x is what? It is the greatest integer less than or equal to x. So I hope that is familiar to everyone. If you don't know about this, you can refer to any standard book or search online. You will get an understanding of these two functions. Right now, what we have to do is solve this equation. Let me know if anybody has any ideas what to do here. You can unmute yourself and say something. If you have a question or some difficulty, you can unmute yourself and talk. It's fine.
Sir, x can't be integer and x can't be in between 0 to 1. That I found.
Okay. How did you find that? Tell me.
Sir, if I put let x is between 0 to 1, then sir, integral part of x is, sorry sir,
Zero.
fractional part of x, not sir, 0 not,
GIF
it is
is
x.
zero.
Yes sir, this will 0, but in,
Hmm.
fractional part of x should be x square.
Okay. So you'll get x square plus 5 by 4 is equal to x. Right?
Yes sir, yes sir.
So maybe that has a solution. Have you checked it? That doesn't have any solution. No? You, in that case, the case that you are
Hmm.
talking about where x is between 0 to 1,
Hmm.
in that case, you are getting an equation like this: x square plus 5 by 4 is equal to x, right?
Yes sir.
So you can
Sir, we are
check.
getting a quadratic equation like for x square.
And the discriminant of this quadratic is negative. So no, no
Negative
root.
sir. Yes sir, that's why.
Okay, so that is
And
true.
sir,
There are no roots in this range.
sir,
But
if we take integer x is the
mhm,
element of x,
if you take
then sir,
integer,
integer,
then GIF will become x, right?
yes sir, and this will become 0.
So you'll get something like this then.
Yes sir, and here also we can't get any integer solution for x, so this case also rejected.
You will get x minus 2 whole square plus 1 is equal to 0, right?
Yeah, yes sir.
So this is not possible because this is greater than 1, right? Actually, there is no root here. Do you understand?
Yes sir.
So x cannot be integer also. Okay. But these are good things to know, but you cannot keep trying cases like this. No, you cannot keep doing, okay, x between 1 and 2, x between 2 and 3, right?
Yes sir.
You have to come up with a standard way that will work no matter what, right?
Yes sir.
So what you can do in such questions, if it is not very complicated, you can do it like this. You can say, let x be equal to some integer n plus some t. And this t, we can say n belongs to z and t is between 0 to 1. Basically, t is the fractional part, right? Correct?
Yes sir. Yes
So
sir.
this is going to be true for all x, doesn't matter. It can always be written like this, right? So what we know from here is GIF of x will be n and fractional part of x is basically t, right? Correct?
Yes sir.
So now just simplify this equation. You will get something like this: n square plus 5 by 4 plus t square
T
is
square.
equal to n plus t, right? So basically what we are getting is n square plus 4t square plus 5 is equal to 4 times n plus t, right?
Yes sir.
Now, how do you solve this equation? Is there a way to solve a single equation with two unknowns?
Sir, we can apply different time.
No, I mean, there's no theory for it. What do you
So
mean we can apply?
perfect square.
What?
So
Say again?
we can make it perfect square, like take the
Correct,
4 plus t that side. So
correct.
n square plus 4n plus 1
Hmm.
plus 4t square plus 4 minus 4t
Hmm.
plus 1. So it will be simplified. 2t minus 1 ka whole square
Right.
plus n minus 2
And
का
sir, we get n is 2 and t is 1 by 2.
1 by 2.
Right. So that is the correct way to do it, because many times you will see a situation like this in Olympiads where there will be one equation and multiple unknowns. Okay. However, the standard way to do it there is always think of, is it possible to make perfect squares or something like that? Because perfect squares will always solve the problem, no, for you. If you have a situation where there is a sum of perfect squares is equal to 0, then you can solve for all variables, right?
Yes,
Because
sir.
each of them has to be 0.
Yes, sir.
So basically, this question becomes very simple if you bring everything on one side and realize that you can split it like this, and you get basically n minus 2 whole square plus 2t minus 1 whole square is equal to 0. And now from here, n is 2 and t is half. And x is basically 5 by 2 for us then, right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
And by the way, this guarantees that there is no other solution. There is no other possible solution only for this equation, right? You cannot think of any other n and t that will make this work, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So that was the solution for this one. Let's move on to the next problem. Problem 13. In a triangle ABC, angle A is 90 degrees. AB is equal to 15. AC is equal to 20. Let A dash M A1 be the feet of the altitude, median, and angle bisector from A respectively. You have to evaluate BC square divided by MA dash multiplied by MA1. You have to find the value of this. It's a
Sir, is it
simple.
1?
No. Why are you saying it in such a rush?
I have tried like this problem.
ऐसे नहीं करना है ना क्वेश्चन, ऐसे करोगे तो फिर गड़बड़ हो जाएगा सर, समझ रहे हो? ये जेई का प्रिपरेशन नहीं है कि ऑप्शन से आंसर गेस कर, राइट? We are not doing trivial stuff. You need to actually give it the respect. No question has been asked, you need to respect the question. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Don't try to get the answer too fast. Make sure that you get the answer right. The setup is very easy because it's a right angle triangle. Draw a nice figure and then things will start becoming clearer. We already know BC is 25, right? This is 90 degree. Now you have to draw three things. Altitude from A. So perpendicular on the other side. This would be my A dash. You also have to draw the median from A. Median means midpoint of the hypotenuse here. This will be your M. An angle bisector also. So angle bisector would be somewhere, could be anywhere, but I will draw it here, let's say. This is my point, that is A1. right? I don't know right now whether A1 is in the middle of A dash and M or whether it is on the other side, right? Is everyone understanding what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So now you can think about what you will do. Anybody getting any ideas? I will give you a hint. Start by calculating A dash and then AM and then A dash M. Can you find these lengths for me? A dash is 12 is correct. You can speak up, you can talk also, Roman. It's not like you are not allowed to talk. You don't have to type in the chat. A dash is 12. Is everyone getting A dash is 12?
Yes, sir.
How?
Sir, by concept of area.
Right. You can write the area of the triangle in two ways, right? And from there you will get A dash is 12 because it will be half into A dash into 25 should be equal to half into 15 into 20, right? I hope everyone is doing this only. What is AM? Does anyone know what is AM? The length AM. All of you should know this property that the midpoint of the hypotenuse is the circumcenter of a right angle triangle. Midpoint of the hypotenuse is the circumcenter. Is anybody aware of this property?
Yes, sir.
So everyone knows what circumcenter is, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Aradhya, you know. Other people?
Yes, sir.
So do you know this property midpoint of hypotenuse is the circumcenter for a right angle triangle?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So then if it is circumcenter, then you should realize that this distance AM will be equal to MB and MC, right?
Yes, sir.
So AM must be what? 25 by 2. Because MB and MC are also 25 by 2, no? It was the median, right? I hope people are following what I'm doing. if somebody doesn't understand, please tell me. Otherwise, I will not be able to help you. So far I have gotten A dash, I have gotten AM, and by Pythagoras theorem, now you can find A dash M. Think about it. By Pythagoras theorem, I can find A dash M. It will be 625 by 4 minus 144 and square root of that. So that will come out to be actually 49 by 4, so 7 by 2. Pythagoras theorem in the triangle A dash M, which is the right angle triangle. I hope that is clear for everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we come to the slightly more tricky part, which means we want to find AA1, the length AA1, which is basically length of angle bisector, right? So does anybody know how to find length of an angle bisector?
So, I have
Sir, I
applied
have
sine
formula.
rule in it. I got 6 root 2, like the length.
Which one?
I
Which length?
AA1.
AA1 you got as 6 root 2.
Yes, sir.
That seems wrong, but how did you get 6 root 2? What did you do?
I've applied sine rule.
In which triangle?
AA1C.
AA1C. But the problem with sine rule is you don't know A1C, no?
Oh, yes.
A1C पता नहीं है ना, तो कैसे करोगी? ये angle पता है 45, but you don't know this, no?
Sir, I remembered a formula which is 2AB by A plus B cos alpha by 2.
But do you know
There
why
is
it is
by-
coming? Formula
We
कैसे
proof
आता है
of-
पता है?
Sir, we have proof also, sir. Angle bisector theorem ऐसे
We
हो
have
जाता है, sir.
we have proved, मतलब somebody else has proved, so उससे तुमको फायदा नहीं होगा. तुमको proof आता है कि नहीं?
Means I have proof. Yes, I know the proof.
2bc by b plus c cos a by 2 उस टाइप का फॉर्मूला ना?
Yes, sir. I know the proof.
Does anybody else know how to find length of angle bisector, internal angle bisector? Nobody else knows? Or is there anybody else also who knows? If someone knows the length of angle bisector, find that length and try to solve the question. Whoever has already done it, please continue and try to solve the question. For people who don't know how to find the length of internal angle bisector, I will show you. Okay. Till then, the other person can just proceed and try to solve the question. By the way, all of the stuff that I'm telling you is in chapter 15 of SL Loni. SL Loni, plane trigonometry, chapter 15. If you want to get really good in geometry and triangles, you need to do chapter 12 and chapter 15. This is the best book to learn triangles from. So before you do anything else, you need to do SL Loni chapter 15 to get better at geometry. Anyway, I will tell you how this formula comes. This is a triangle ABC. And I have drawn an angle bisector like this. And basically, this is angle A by 2. And this is also angle A by 2. And I want to find the length of AD. Right? So there are many ways to do this. One obvious way to do it is this is side B, this is side C. So we know angle bisector theorem that BD will be CK and CD will be BK, right? I hope everyone understands this angle bisector theorem thing. That the angle bisector divides the opposite side in the ratio of the sides containing the angle, right? So I'm saying BD is to DC, C is to B. And therefore, since CK plus BK is equal to the overall side, this overall side was called A, This is equal to A. So K is equal to A by B plus C. Anyone who hasn't seen the proof, I hope you are paying attention right now. If there is a doubt, please ask me. So what I'm basically finding is BD. BD is CK. So it is CA by B plus C. Right? So I know the length BD, which is CA by B plus C. I know this length is C. And I have to find an unknown length here, XAD. And I know the angles also. A by 2 angle here, angle B here, right? So now I can do sine rule here. I can do sine rule now, because what I will do is BD by sine of A by 2 is equal to AB. Actually, I don't need anything else. I will just say it is X by sine B. X by sine B. So basically, X is coming as sine B by sine A by 2 times BD. And now BD you have to use from here and simplify sine B by sine A by 2. If you do a little simplification, you will get the formula. So the formula here, finally, after simplification, X is equal to 2BC by B plus C cos A by 2. And the point is not just to remember the formula, but also to know the method by which we are getting it. It is angle bisector theorem followed by sine rule. If you still have doubts here, you need to go to SL Loni. It has been derived in the chapter 15. Okay, so you need to study that. For this particular problem, now using the angle bisector length, I can find angle bisector length here using my formula. Cos A by 2 is actually 1 by root 2 because angle A is 90 degree. So what is the length of AA1 that is coming? Whoever has calculated it. Is it coming? Something is coming for you?
Yes, sir.
Tell me what is coming.
Sir, I think sir मेरा 7 by 2 आ रहा है.
7 by 2 तो नहीं, वो तो A dash M है. AA1 का लेंथ
Yes, sir.
एंगल
ये 12 by
बाइसेक्टर
7, sir.
12 by 7. You have confused yourself. I am talking about length of angle bisector AA1.
Oh, sir, I think it is 60 root 2 by 7.
Correct. That is 10 by 7 into 6, 60 root. That is correct. 60 root 2 by 7.
Yes, sir.
This is
Sir, I
AA1.
have marked different questions, sir.
You cannot mark different because everything was mentioned and labeled in the question itself, right?
Yes, sir.
If you change the labels, then your answer will become wrong, no, at the end. Do you remember in the question only they had mentioned what is A dash, what is M, and what is A1, right?
Yes, sir.
So you cannot change it. If you change it, then you're making a mistake. So now we know the length of angle bisector AA1. From here, you can find A dash A1 now. And that comes by Pythagoras theorem, right?
Yes,
That
sir.
comes by doing Pythagoras theorem in the triangle A dash A1 and A, right? In the right angle triangle A dash A1. I hope everyone is understanding that. So basically you will get 72 into 10 square by 7 square minus 144 square root of that. And that will come out to be 12 by 7 for you. Is it coming 12 by 7, A dash A1?
Yes, sir.
So A dash A1 जैसे ही आ गया, after that it is over because now you can find MA1. MA1 will be equal to MA dash minus A dash A1. according to my figure right now, right? So that will be equal to MA dash. We had already calculated, and that was 7/2 for us. Notice we had already found this here. 7/2 minus 12/7. If you do, you get basically 25/14. That is the value of MA1 for us, right? I hope everyone is following what we are doing. Like the whole general idea, everyone should get, right? If there is some particular problem that you still don't understand what is going on, then please tell me. Finally, we have to find the value of BC square by this. So BC we already know is 25. So 25 square by MA dash, which is 7/2, and 7/2 and MA1. MA1 was 25/14, right? Yeah. So you will get 25 and this into 4. You're getting 100. Nice value. 100 is the answer. The question is not very difficult. It just requires you to be very careful and do it slowly, step-by-step manner. I hope everyone is following what I have said so far.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so then we'll move on to the next problem. Question number 14, I think. This is saying find all triples x, y, z of positive integers that satisfy x square plus y square plus z square is equal to 7 times x plus y plus z. There is a nice trick here. Before you do anything, there is a trick in this question. Because if you don't do that, it becomes really difficult to do. So the hint that I will tell you here is, again, try to write it as sum of squares. Write it as sum of squares. You will realize that it is difficult to do that right away. Immediately it is difficult to do because you have 7x, 7y, 7z. So obviously you should realize that I need a 2ab term somehow. So in order to do that, the best thing to do is to multiply by 4 on both sides. You'll get 28x plus 28y plus 28z. And now if you bring everything into this side and write it like this, see, if I bring everything to this side and write it like this, what is happening? This is 2x, and this can be written as 2 into 2x into 7, right?
We can convert it into x minus 7 complex, sir.
You can convert it into 2x minus 7 whole square, but what I need is a plus 49, right?
Sir, minus 49.
No, you need a plus
It becomes-
49. What I'm
For
saying
balancing
is,
the
what I'm saying is every term you need a plus 49, plus 49, plus 49, right?
yes, sir, but we should minus also.
Obviously, I'll put it on the other side.
Yes, sir.
I will get this. This is the equation that I will get. This is a much easier equation to analyze because it is sum of squares adding up to a constant number. And you have to realize that this 147 can be written as 7 square plus 7 square plus 7 square. And it is also 11 square plus 5 square plus 1 square. 147 can be written as sum of 3 squares in 2 different ways.
Yes, sir. We can get a equation 777 is one of the.
But before you start solving it, what you need to do is you need to assume certain initial situation. Like you can assume without loss of generality, we can assume for now x is less than y is less than z. Right? If you have 3 integers, obviously there will be an ordering among them, right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
And you can now take cases that, okay, if you take the case 777, you will get some solutions. But if you take the case 1151, you will get some other solutions, right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
You could also take the case, you could also have it plus minus 5 and plus minus 1 also, by the way, right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that there are a lot of different ways in which you can solve this?
But sir, minus 11 case into x minus 7, we should reject it because we have to find positive integers.
2x minus 7 में minus 11 से negative आ रहा है ना? But in this other cases, it is coming positive, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Sir,
minus
it is
11 we can reject.
simultaneously. So, sir, it is simultaneously, hence we can't take.
In the other cases, you can take minus 5 also.
Oh, okay, sir.
Because 2y minus 7 could be minus 5. No, it is still becoming positive. Y is 1. Do you
Yes, sir.
understand? Finally, when you take all these cases, you have to write the triples and you have to check up to permutations. Like there will be different permutations. No, x could be this, y could be that, z could be that, right?
Yes, sir.
Finally, you'll get 4 or 5 different answers. But the problem is easy after this. You have the main trick of the problem is to converting it and making it look like this. And realizing that 147 can be split like this. And then you can start matching the answers. I hope everyone is following what we have done. I'm not going to fully solve it because now it is just basic calculation. You can do it yourself. But is the basic idea clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Let's move on to the next one. In this question, we have find the arithmetic sequence A, B, C, D if A minus 2, B minus 4, C minus 3, and D plus 2 is a geometric sequence. Question is very simple. I hope everyone knows what arithmetic progression or arithmetic sequence and geometric sequence are. Everyone should know the basic concept of these arithmetic and geometric sequences. This question should not be difficult for you guys. Like, let me know if you're making some progress or if you're getting stuck somewhere. Is anybody getting anything? If this is a geometric sequence, these are the things that we know. B minus 4 by A minus 2 should be equal to C minus 3 by B minus 4 should be equal to D plus 2 by B C minus 3. Right. This is what we know from the geometric sequence. And what do we know from the arithmetic sequence? B minus A is equal to C minus B is equal to D minus C. Right? And basically we have to find A, B, C, D. Correct. So from these two equations here, from here we can say A is equal to 2B minus C, and from these two I can say B is equal to, again similarly, 2C minus D, right? And putting this back into this, I can say A is equal to twice of 2C minus D minus C. So this becomes a 3C minus 2D. I hope everyone is understanding what I have done so far. I have written A in terms of C and D, and I have also written B in terms of C and D. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I will use that here. So basically I have a B minus 4 whole square. So I can write it as B minus 4 whole square is equal to C minus 3 A minus 2. And I'll write B as 2C minus D. So this becomes 2C minus D minus 4 whole square is equal to, again, A I will write as C and D again here. Because I need two variables. I don't want four variables, right? So this is C minus 3 and A minus 2 is 3C minus 2D minus 2, right? Correct? I hope this is clear for everyone. Another equation that you can form is C minus 3 whole square. I'm taking these two is equal to B minus 4 into D plus 2. B is what? 2C minus D. So it is 2C minus D minus 4 into D plus 2. So these are the two equations I get from the geometric sequences. Correct? From here, I need to solve for C and all. So what I would do here is, let me think. I will just subtract these two equations. So let me try it out here on top. If I subtract the two equations, what will come? The left hand side is what? 2c minus d minus 4 whole square minus c minus 3 whole square is equal to, when I subtract here, okay, I'm not getting something directly, but we'll have to simplify it a little bit. So let's write it. 3c square minus 2cd minus 2c minus 9c plus 6d plus 6 minus 2cd minus 4c plus 4 plus d square plus 2d plus 4d and plus 8. This is what I get when I subtract the RHS. So minus 2cd minus 2cd here. Okay, I will simplify it. What are the c square terms? There is only 3c square. What is the d square term? D square is only once. So this term is gone, this term is gone. CD terms here, here, minus 2, minus 2, minus 4. That's it. Minus 4 CD. What is the C terms? Minus 11C, minus 15C. Okay. And D terms here are 12D and plus 14. This is what I'm getting here. On the left hand side, I can do the formula a square minus b square. So I will get 3c minus d minus 7 multiplied by, when you subtract, you get c minus d minus 4 plus 3. So minus 1. This is what I'm getting on this side. Notice that here also, if I multiply it out, I get a 3c square minus 3cd minus 3c minus cd plus d square minus, no, plus d minus 7c plus 7d plus 7. And 3c square and d square get cancelled. And I have a minus 3cd here, minus 10c here. So I'll just simplify it out a little bit. I will get a minus 3cd minus 10c plus 8d plus 7 on this side. Basically, I want to solve for c in terms of d. That's what I'm trying to do. So solving for c in terms of d. Now let's see what is coming from here. If you bring all of these terms to this side, what I will get? I will get CD plus 15C. So plus 5C minus 12D. So minus 4D and minus 7 is equal to 0. This is finally what I'm getting. And I can easily solve this. I can do C common. This is D plus 5 is equal to 4D plus 7. Right? I feel like I have made a careless mistake, because of which I have made a careless mistake. Notice that there is a minus 3CD and minus CD here, right? So technically there is minus 4CD here, which cancels this term. I hope everyone realizes that I had missed this CD. If that term is getting cancelled, I don't have a CD here, and I'm getting a simple result. 5C is equal to 4D plus 7. So C is equal to 4D plus 7 divided by 5. And now the question is over, because what we can do is put this back in the first equation. The first equation meaning these two equations were available to us. We can put the value of C back in this equation or in this equation to solve for C and D. I have 5C is 4D plus 7. Once you put it back in this equation and solve for D, what you end up getting for D is 62. Try it out. You will get 62. Till here, this is correct. Basically, we started off with 4 variables. We reduced it to 2 variables by expressing A and B in terms of C and D. And then we put that back and we got 2 equations with 2 variables. The only thing was that they were quadratic equations in C and D. What I did was subtracted the 2 equations and I got this nice result that C is 4D plus 7 by 5. Now it is your job to put this back into one of the equations, whichever equation you prefer, and solve for D. You will get that D is 62, and as soon as you get D is 62, C will be 4 into 62 plus 7 by 5. So notice that this is 248 plus 7, 255 by 5. So that is 51. So C is 51, D is 62. Common difference is clearly 11. So B will be 40 and A will be 29. Your answer is A 29, 40, 51, 62. And this is a typical question. You have this type of question appears sometimes in INMO also, but sometimes it can appear at a lower level also. Technically, the question is not difficult. It just requires you to be very clever about how you simplify things. Is that clear? Is everyone understanding what I did?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Like if you are not careful about how you simplify, you will get confused because there are so many equations, right?
Yes, sir.
If you do whatever comes first in your mind, then what will happen is after some point you will have just too many equations and you will not know what to do. पता ही नहीं चलेगा अब क्या करें. तो इस टाइप के प्रॉब्लम्स में there are 4 variables. The main thing is to eliminate the variables one by one. So my first thing was, let's remove A and B somehow, and we got it in terms of C and D. And the whole thing became 2 equations with C and D as the variables. After that, it was brute force simplification and getting C in terms of D and putting it back. I have not shown you the steps here. I have done it myself and I have got the answer 62. You can also check it out. Okay? Bolo?
Sir, I have done by like A minus 2 can be assumed as alpha, and then B minus 4 is alpha R, and so on. And then
Are you getting
from
something from there?
Then, sir, we get A, B, C, D in terms of alpha and R.
Okay.
And then, sir, we have only two variables which are in AP. We have 4 terms in 2 variables which are in AP. And then, sir, by difference, we easily get answer.
लेकिन तुमने बताया नहीं कि तुम्हारा आंसर इजीली आ गया.
Then, sir, मैं solve करते रह रहा हूँ.
आना भी चाहिए ना. लग रहा है इजी है इसका मतलब इजी नहीं है. मतलब लग रहा है हो जाएगा इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि वो जल्दी हो जाएगा. राइट?
Yes, sir.
करके देख लो कि हो रहा है कि नहीं.
तुम वही करो.
The method is fine as long as you are able to solve the resulting equations. Okay? The method is okay. That is not a problem. You can do it by that method. But it should not be that finally ऐसा equation आ गया जो solve ही नहीं हो रहा है. Right?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. That's all for today's class. We'll continue tomorrow with 5 more problems and we'll discuss. Okay?
Sir, is there any worksheet for today's class?
No, the problems that we do in class is the worksheet. There is no worksheet for any class. Okay. Try the problems. I can give you homework and all, but we are going to do daily classes. Just make sure that you revise the concepts. Whatever we discuss in class, the theory you should be revising. The theory as in, make sure if I told you, okay, SL Loni chapter 15, do you know, have you done that chapter 15 SL Loni?
Sir, I think I did.
Huh?
I think I did.
I think से नहीं चलेगा, करना पड़ेगा, and you need to know whether you have done it or not, no? ऐसा थोड़ी होता है कि I think I studied that book, but I'm not sure.
No, sir. I have studied this for a long year. Also.
Whatever I tell you in class, these are the things that are important. The homework is to make sure that you go back and look at it. Okay? There is no
Yes,
point in doing worksheets without any agenda or without any purpose, right? Random questions करने से थोड़ा कोई फायदा होता है.
सर मैं आपके YouTube वीडियो देखता हूँ.
YouTube वीडियो देख सकते हो, लेकिन जो जो बोल रहा हूँ, जो पढ़ने वहां से पढ़ लो. बुक से पढ़ना ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, समझ रहे हो?
Yes, sir.
Make sure that you check it out. Whatever I mention in class, ki look at this, look at that. While we do the problems, we'll be discussing theory also. Your job is to make sure that you do your homework. Homework is whatever I tell, please look at it in a book. Find out if you understand it or not. We will be doing enough problems before IOQM that you should be very well prepared. But the difference between you and the next candidate will come if you know your theory really well, then you will be better than the rest. Okay, so make sure that you study on the theory. Okay, fine.
From
That's
book.
all for now. Yeah, I'll see you
Yes.
next time. Yeah.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye.